What's up, fam? Everybody good today? That's what's up. Anyway, decided to actually make you guys a video. A lot of people been hitting me up on what supplements should I take, you know, when I actually start working out and such, and you know, yada yada this and blah blah this. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest with you. You really ain't got to take nothing. If you're a newbie, when I say newbie, you know, been couch surfing for a while, and you know, you just not getting back into working out or trying to work out for the first time, I wouldn't take anything but a multivitamin. That's probably it, because you want everything. You want your body really to just adjust to working out, and after you get about 5-6 months up under your belt, then you can actually start adding supplements into your daily regimen and stuff like that. With that being said, I do take supplements, but I really don't depend on them. But I just take them just kind of help me get over the hump or whatever, because they do help. They do help, and also with your meals especially, because nobody can consume that much protein. I don't know about you guys, but I can. So taking protein supplements and such do actually help. But I'm just gonna run off a list of actual supplements that I'm actually taking. Fish oil. I use the actual Sun Valley brand from Walmart. I take 2 of these a day. Pretty good product, I guess. It's supposed to help with joint lubrication and stuff like that. So it's okay. Also, I take Super NOS, which is nitrous oxide. Nitrous oxide really kind of help with your pumps. When you see people that's actually vascular and such like that, it also helps with blood flow. So they're real good to use for that. Probably something advanced. That like I said, if you really want to see your cuts and your vascularity, that's where NOS actually helps out. My Walmart brand multivitamin. It's pretty good multivitamin. So 1 a day. Take it once a day, and such. It's pretty good. It's not too bad. Now, my pre-workouts, because that's the biggest question a lot of people hit me up on my inbox for. What pre-workouts you take? Well, what I found about the pre-workouts are good, and I've actually taken some good ones over the years, but a lot of these supplement companies were actually they've been getting sued because people are doing stupid crap like putting the actual, tooth scoops on their tongue and not drinking enough water and, having heart attacks and just stupid stuff like that, because they're not really using a product the way it's actually supposed to be designed. You're supposed to mix it up in some water, 6 to 8 ounces of water, shake it up, kind of dilute it some, and then drink it and consume it at that point in time. When you actually just put it directly on your tongue, you're asking for some shit at that point in time. So with that being said, my pre-workouts are a little bit different how I actually do it, because what happens is a lot of times these companies, they start scaling back the doses that they put in their pre-workout, and they're not as strong. So with me, I like my pre-workout to be pretty strong since I've been taking pre-workout a while, so I prefer to make my own. Now the base of my pre-workout is this stuff called Quick Fire from ProLabs. It's pretty good stuff. It has nitrous oxide in it too. A little bit of caffeine, a couple of grams of carbs, vitamin B, calcium, basic stuff like that. It's not really loaded with pre-workout ingredients, but it's a good baseline for pre-workout ingredients. Also, I take creatine monohydrate from ProLabs too. It's a pretty good one. People don't realize what creatine does. Creatine allows you to work out longer, to really kind of push your body, to another level. What happens is if you guys ever work out and if you're familiar with that burning sensation when you actually start, getting to your max rep range, basically what it is, creatine actually helps prolong that. So you can actually get more reps in, and it kind of prevents a little onset of that actual, muscle soreness and muscle fatigue of the muscle. Also, one thing about creatine, I must warn you, when you first start taking creatine, your body's going to retain about 5 pounds of water. So you're going to immediately put on about 5 pounds, because creatine, basically it helps your muscle retain water. That's how it actually gets you through that actual burning, or, you get more reps through that burn because of the extra water that's actually sitting in your muscle. Something else that I take is beta-alanine from ProLabs as well. I don't know if you guys ever taken a pre-workout and you get that itching, burning sensation, like you got fire ants all over your body. More than likely, that pre-workout has beta-alanine in it. So pretty much nitrous oxide, creatine, beta-alanine, and what was the other one? And pretty much that's, oh, and caffeine, because caffeine is actually in that quick fire. Those are pretty much the main ingredients in pre-workouts. So I tell most people, you know, you can actually go out there and buy pre-workouts, which are cool, you know, if you don't really want to actually take the time to make your own. But what I found out is when I buy my own ingredients and I blend it up myself, it lasts a lot longer. And also I can kind of play with the doses to make it more stronger or dilute it or make it not as strong or whatever. But it really, I can play with the actual contents if you make it yourself. Plus, it lasts a little longer. It's a little bit more expensive, not too much, probably about 20–25% more expensive by buying the ingredients yourself, but it'll last twice as long. The next big thing that I'm going to talk about is protein. Now, I've actually tried a bunch of different protein. Now, I'm not going to lie. Probably my best protein I ever had was Isopure. It's 0 carbs. I love the way it tastes. It tastes like Kool-Aid, a lot of the flavors that they have. But the only thing about it is expensive. It's normally like $45–50 for 3 pounds of protein, which is extremely expensive. So what I started doing about a week and a half ago, I started taking this, looks like Internal Armor, that's the actual name of the company, but it's called Peak Nitro. It's actually whey protein, and also it's got isolate in there. It's isolate, so it's a real good quality whey protein, very fine, so it hits your bloodstream pretty fast, because people don't realize whey protein is most effective when you actually take it right before your workout or right after your workout, because the thing is with whey protein, it breaks down real fast. So ideally, when you actually have that window of opportunity where your body is protein sensitive, you basically want to actually take you some whey protein before and after. That way your muscles just suck all that shit up, which is real good. The next protein that I take is a protein by BodyTech, which is the Vitamin Shop brand, but it's this microcellular casein protein. Now, the cool thing about casein protein, it actually breaks down slow. And when I say break down slow, it can actually stay in your system up to 7 hours. You know, it can take up to 7 hours for your body to break down casein, which is real cool for if you're taking it at night. You know, like a lot of times that's what I do is I take actually a scoop of whey and a scoop of casein protein right after I work out. Throughout the day, I may take an actual another scoop of whey protein, but usually at night, if I've actually run out of food, where you know I don't have any more meals to eat, I drink a casein shake, because it'll kind of help me stay full throughout the night, so I won't actually be trying to wake up and eat in the middle of the night, which is not a very good thing, if you know what I mean. But you know, that it really helps out. So you know, I use whey and casein because you know the thing is they both actually have their points and purposes. But a lot of the stuff that I actually do, you know, it's not like normal people. A lot of people like buying shit off the shelf as far as the pre-workouts and stuff like that. But I like kind of customizing and mixing mine myself because it's a little bit more cost effective in the long run, and also I can control the dose of the ingredients of my pre-workout to match, you know, my intensity level or whatever I actually want to actually hit that day. Because I may actually add a little bit more caffeine or, you know, or quick fire if I'm doing legs or something like that, because I know I'm gonna need that little juice to kind of get through my pre-workout. Anyway, that's pretty much a list of all the actual supplements I take. Like I said, you know, a lot of fat burners and crap like that, you don't need that shit. It's all bullshit. And you know, just get you some protein if you're starting out. Good multivitamin. Later on, you know, invest in you a good pre-workout if you feel that you actually need that. And maybe later on in life, you can actually start blending your own pre-workout like I do to control the actual amount of ingredients that are in it that actually help you power through. Anyway, signing out, folks. You guys enjoy your Saturday morning. About to go get me some motorcycle riding time in. And I guess I'll holler back at you guys. Peace.